Hello, welcome back to our show, Healthcare Experience Matters. Joining us today is Healthcare Experience Foundation Executive Coach, Deanna Frings. Welcome and good morning, Deanna.
Good morning, Casey. It's great to be with you.
Great to have you on our show. So, I want to introduce you to our listeners because there's definitely a lot more to come from you. I want to kind of do a get to know you profile type interview today. So, just tell us a little bit about your professional background.
All right. When I talk about my professional background, I most recently say I have the perfect trifecta. And what that means to me is, I've worked in healthcare my entire adult life, which is a pretty long time. I started back in the early 80s as a respiratory therapist. So I have a solid clinical background that I treasure, and then moved up what I would say, kind of like a traditional path, maybe, took on more responsibility and accountability, eventually landed in some leadership roles, ended up, leading as a leader responsible for, 4 service lines. And then in the last 20 years, kind of moved into more of education, organizational development, and really led efforts in what we call experience excellence today. And so I have that leadership background, my clinical background, and now a lot of time spent in patient experience, human experience. And so that's why I call it the perfect trifecta.
Definitely. And I have a couple of questions I want to ask you and then kind of jump off script here for a little bit. With all that experience, what is something that you've learned over the years that you can share with our listeners that might benefit them? I'm really curious about that.
Wow. What have I learned? A lot. Healthcare, I've always loved being in healthcare. It's complex, it can be chaotic, but it for me has been incredibly meaningful and rewarding when we really think about it at the core of what we do. So I think the best advice that's helped me is when we wipe away that complexity and we really look at the core of what do we really do in healthcare. We're people caring for people. Many times at their most vulnerable, scared time in their life when they don't have a lot of control, maybe, of what's going on. And when I look at it that way, it wipes out a lot of the other challenges or layers of complexity, or, because it's like at the end of the day, as a clinician, particularly, you're just at the bedside with that individual, really supporting and caring for them at their best. And that's really helped me get up every day and do what I do.
Very cool. So, what kind of fuels the passion for what you're doing now, coaching others? Kind of what drives you to do great work in this field?
Yeah, it's a great question too. I I, I think for me, my passion, and I've always kind of gravitated there one way or another, and now I'm really in this space, in the context of healthcare, of course, and that is that my passion for education and really supporting people on their path and really helping them move forward further in what they want to be and who they are. And really, I think what really fuels me is when, again, it's real simple. When you see that light bulb go on in them and they like, oh yeah, I get it. I can do that. That's what I want to do. Or they just learn something new, and that excitement and joy that they feel. And also when they really feel more confident and comfortable that they're in the right place and they have what they need to do it, has always really kind of fueled me. And so I love connecting with people that way, in small groups, large groups, one-on-one, to really support them, to really believe in themselves, and to really connect to what's most meaningful for them.
Now, back when you started your journey in healthcare at the beginning of your career, did you ever think that there would become a day when you'd be really important, recognized expert in designing and creating educational and experiential learning programs. I mean, that's a pretty awesome accomplishment. Was that what you kind of set out to do originally, or what was your plan that got you to where you're at?
Yeah. No, I kind of just navigated through. And I don't think I ever would have planned all the experiences that I've had, which I'm truly grateful for. And I mean, I loved being a respiratory therapist, and I thought I would be, doing that type of work forever. And, one thing just leads to another. And I think what has always helped me is just continuing to believe in the possibilities and just jumping forward. I guess having a lot of faith. I mean, things have changed dramatically. And so just continuing to follow the ebb and the flow and where I think I can best support and what brings meaning to me has really always supported me. And I've always loved being more of a team player. And I think healthcare is such a team sport, if you will. Getting ready for this podcast, Casey, I was even thinking about when I was a respiratory therapist, what did I really love about it? And back in the day, you had to rely on each other, and you do today as well. And I think that's what I loved. I mean, we were literally saving lives. You're in the thick of it, but each individual has their role and responsibility, and you are a fine-oiled machine doing what you need to do. But collectively, you had to be aligned in all of that and trust each other. And I've really, really valued that through my entire career. And that's what I really enjoy about being at Healthcare Experience Foundation is this team that I'm getting to know. We all come at it from very different perspectives, skills, and experience and expertise. And we just come together and with our passion fueling all of us, continue to be able to, I think, offer great support to this industry of healthcare and all the people that work in it.
Definitely. And of course, we're biased as we love coaching, but talk to us about how you think those working in healthcare, really maybe any line of work, can benefit from coaching. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Sure. I think the first thing is for me to share what I think coaching is and what coaching isn't, right? And, for me, what I've learned coaching is, in first and foremost, it's important to have a mindset, I believe, in believing in the potential of people. So when you're working with individuals or collective team, you are coming into that experience really authentically appreciating that they have it within themselves to move forward further to their desired state. Because coaching at the end of the day is helping facilitate change and helping people reach their full potential to achieve whatever that desired state is that they describe, right? And so I think the benefit of having a coach-like presence, so whether you're a leader over a nursing unit or a group of people in healthcare, when you bring your leadership skill set and you are present in a coach-like way, then you're really, I think, sending the message loud and clear that, guys, we have it within us to move forward further to reach what it is we want to achieve. And then the skill set behind coaching, the other thing about coaching is it's a hard science. It's not just fluffy stuff. Coaching is not just being nice with a smile and telling people what to do, because coaching is not about telling. It's really about exploring through conversation what people want to achieve and what's meaningful to them about that. So really encouraging people to really explore, why is that meaningful to me? Why is it we want to achieve that? And then really uncovering what I often say is their magnificence, their skills, their core capacity, the qualities that they have to be able to do that. And that's the other huge component that I think is so beneficial in healthcare, is that as leaders in this coaching-like way, really turn our own observers on to really see what's already there, to see that individual who introduces themselves as a patient checks in that cheerful way, that really explains, the nurse who explains what she's doing and why she's doing it, right? That nursing assistant who really sees how nervous and anxious a patient might be and sits down next to them and puts that hand on their shoulder. That's all incredible things that happen every day over and over and over. So as leaders, when I see that, how am I illuminating that? How am I saying, did you see that, Casey? Did you see what happened when you sat down? Your patience, your listening ear, your compassionate way of being. That brings meaning to people. That helps people be seen for who they are and not just what they do. And I think that continues to light the fire under them to show up every day. Because in today's world, sometimes showing up is pretty remarkable. And they do it over and over and over again. That's what excites me. And that's what I think coaching can bring to those who work in healthcare.
Very well said. I love this. Love this interview. Is there anything on your CV? We want to do a little get to know you type question. Or is there something interesting about you that we wouldn't see on your CV? Tell us about that.
A lot, I'm sure. I don't know. I mean, I was thinking about that. That's always a hard question to ask, because what do people really want to know about you?
Right.
I love spending time with my husband, anything outdoors, whether it's kayaking or biking or just hanging out in our backyard, and just enjoying each other and enjoying nature. We've always been that way. And I love being with family and friends, in any social gathering, just hanging out, real simple stuff. And I was just up north this weekend with some friends. They have a cottage on a lake, and it was just a beautiful fall weekend. We did nothing extraordinary, but just hang out, walk in nature. And it was just, so I love doing that. Another fun thing maybe about myself is over the pandemic, like many people, looking for something creative, something to take my mind off of things, something to bring me some inner calmness during the chaos. I discovered cookie decorating. So that's kind of something I do on the side, is I decorate cookies, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That is very cool. I love it. I want to just know, as I do with every guest, if you had anything else that we didn't cover on the interview that you wanted to throw in there about, why you're just so passionate about improving patient experiences and coaching other healthcare professionals.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I would say is, at the end of the day, healthcare is a real relational business. So for those of you in healthcare, know that how you choose to show up matters. Never forget the incredible impact you have on those that you touch, whether it's their patients, whether it's their family members, or whether it's your colleagues and coworkers. You make an incredible difference each and every day by how you chose to show up in your full glory. So keep doing what you're doing, and I am grateful for that.
And we are grateful for you, Deanna Frings, joining us today. Awesome stuff. Healthcare Experience Foundation Executive Coach Deanna Frings has been our guest. We look forward to exploring some of these topics more in depth in future episodes. Thanks again, Deanna. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Casey.